Hello, hello, hello. Come on in, take a seat, have a cocktail, sit on down. Welcome to another edition of the Brooklyn Baby Podcast with me, your host, Charlene Sabb. You know me, I'm going to ask and hope that everyone had a wonderful week. Hopefully, y'all did. I sure did. Enjoyed time with my son at his house and my granddaughter, my only grandchild, my only son. We all had time together and it was just so wonderful. But by the time I think this edition airs, that would have been the week prior. Anyway, but at the time of this recording, I'm just coming off of the time with my granddaughter and her dad. Her dad's somewhere off in the Dominican Republic with his dad and his uncle right now. Whew, living the life. When I grow up, I want to be like them. But anyway, hopefully everyone's having a great week. I'm still on my 3+ week break from my school. I go back on Monday, but it was nice having, I love it. I can't stress it enough. I love the year-round schedule. I love it. I love it. And they say all tracks are not the same, but I have the best track. They say you either want track 4 or track 1. I'm on track 4. And track 4, they say, is like the closest to what I'm used to, a traditional school beginning and end date close. However, you get, after every 45 school days, you get anywhere from 3.5 to 5.5 weeks off. Well, that's for Christmas break. But I'm just loving it because I've said it before, summer is not my season. So I just love having the opportunity to take breaks, have family time, travel, go back home to New York City when I have these track out breaks. Anyway, so today's topic is dating. That's a subject near and dear to my heart. I wrote my first book on the subject of dating. And I am a single woman still by choice. Had opportunities to be married twice. And one time with my son's father. I ended that engagement to be engaged. So yeah, I'm out here in these streets. Let me stop. I'm out there, but I'm not out there like that. I'm being funny. Ha ha ha. Yeah, dating. So let's talk about it. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of podcast episodes with this topic as well. And I'll probably have special guests to talk about it, male and female. But anyway, my perspective, dating, just keep your options open. Unless someone locks you in, keep your options open. I mean, that's just stupid. And I'm sure when I was young and dumb, I was guilty of that too. You're trying to do right by someone and get to know one person and dating one person. But until it becomes exclusive and the person you're seeing, whether you're a man or a woman, when that person takes you off the market and y'all have those discussions and y'all are exclusively dating and monogamous, child, keep your options open. It's just ridiculous how. And I understand when we were young, when we were younger, we didn't know any better. But at my grown age, at my big age, listen, unless it's official and we are monogamous and we have that discussion and you got to have discussions with people because you could think one thing and the person could be thinking something else and vice versa. So until something is discussed and solidified, yeah. Now, I'm not even talking about people who have these discussions and mislead people into thinking there's exclusivity, and that's just a whole different discussion. And someone like that ought to be ashamed of themselves. I'm talking about people who are legitimately being truthful, dating monogamously in their truth, honest. Yeah. So until those discussions are had, men, women, keep your options open. There's so many people who are taking themselves off the market, but the person who they're seeing hasn't. And where they do that at? So again, guys, if you're listening, ladies, if you're listening, until someone locks you in, keep all of your options open. Until that person takes you off the market and you take them off the market and it's mutual, then yes, exclusivity, monogamy is paramount. Yeah, respect what you agreed to. Walk it like you talk it and talk it the way you walk it. But again, don't mislead people if you're not trying to really be monogamous and faithful. Again, that's a whole different topic. But yes, um, keep your options open. Be open to meeting new people. Whether you want to meet people online, which I've done that before, but I'm not. I'm just. I met some great men. I have, but it's just. Maybe I'm overly. And now a lot of people are hackers, and people are not who they say, and people are catfishing. Um, and that's going on with men and women of all ages. And then people are scammers. So I think because I watch the news too damn much, I'm like my dad. I watch the news all the time. I'm like, ooh, I don't believe I went to meet that person. I could have been in the body bag or chopped up somewhere in the river or in the dumpster. And now I'm just I watch too much crime, too true crime stories like my dad, Forensic Files, First 48, ATL Homicide, um, For My Man, Fatal Attraction. I'm like, you know what? I'm good. So yeah, I personally rather at my age, I'd rather just meet someone through a referral, someone who knows someone, because somebody knows somebody. Somebody got a single person in their family, a friend, a cousin, a coworker. So I'd rather, and a lot of people I've met have been through referrals. I know when I first moved to Raleigh, I was working a little part-time seasonal job, and a woman who's still near and dear to my heart, hooked me up with her son. She said, "I want you to meet my son," and he was a local DJ at the hottest club in Raleigh at the time, Plum Crazy, and me and him are still cool to this day. He went on and married someone. He's living in Atlanta now, but his mother thought so much of me. I had just moved to Raleigh with my parents and my son and my sister. I remember it was like December of 1998. We had moved to Raleigh in that June of 1998. So this was like, what, 24 years? I can't add. That's why I don't teach math. I've said that before. 1998. We moved in June. We left Brooklyn. My parents sold their home, had this house, the house that my parents live. My dad lives in currently. My mom and dad. My mom just passed, but my parents, I still call my parents home, even though my mom passed earlier this year. But it will always be their home to me. But my parents, their home that they have in North Carolina, in Raleigh, built 1998 June. So I met that young man in December of 1998. Yeah. And I'm saying this because I'm currently visiting my dad right now. So I'm currently in the little library section of my parents' home, visiting him, spending time with him. Let's see. Yeah, so that was what, 1998. So that's 26 years ago. It's going on 26 years, December to the date. And this wonderful, beautiful woman they were also from New York. They were from Queens, which is one of the 5 boroughs, in case you didn't know. I'm from Brooklyn. And she said, "I want you to meet my son. My son is my middle child." And me and her, we just vibed at that job. It was like a seasonal Christmas time job, months after I moved down here. And me and this woman just bonded. She was like my work mom. And she hooked me up with her son. And her son was a local DJ, aspiring rapper, music producer, and we just hit it off. And our first date was just, it was like the best date I ever went on ever. I met him at his apartment. That's when I had that brand new Mitsubishi Eclipse in red back in 98. You can tell me that I wasn't cute. And my car wasn't cute. Because I always had sports cars, except for one time. Out of necessity, I had to get a non-sports car because I was transporting my son to sports, and a lot of his athletic friends, and they're all over 6'2" in middle and high school. They had to fit in my car, so I had to get a more economical, sizable car, much to my chagrin. And I went back to getting sports cars again. Anyway, so yeah, that date was fun. I met him at his apartment. Uh, we were chilling, and then he took me out to eat. I believe, yeah, we went to where did we go? We went to, it was Chili's, no, or Applebee's, one of them. It was Chili's. Yep. And I think that was my first time at a Chili's. And then he was like, yeah, let me take you to where I work. I'm working at the club tonight. You could come be my guest. And it was so fly. And I sat in the DJ booth with him, and he was on the ones and twos. This is before like DJs started using computers like they do now. That's when they actually had turntables. And I'm sitting there looking so cute with my winter outfit, my purple winter coat. Man, you couldn't tell me nothing. And that was just, and then afterwards we went back to his apartment, drank some more. And then I remember we went back out again to pick up more food, because it was like, this was like the trip a date that started like 6 at night and didn't end. I didn't go home till like the next day, because we were up talking and vibing, and we went out to eat, went to his club, and then went out again, came back to his place, went back out and got takeout Chinese food, and it was the best date. We hit it off, and we were involved with each other off and on for the next 2 years. Yep. But my point is, we're still cool, still tight, still keep in contact. But like I said, he went on and married someone. But I'm still cool with him and his family. Anyway, so referrals, meeting people through people. I know my mom has a great friend. I call her Miss Betty lovingly. She hooked me up with 2 different men, successful in 2 different times. So like I said, I'm a fan of the referral, fan of somebody who knows someone. You know, it's not gonna necessarily mean it's gonna work. I'm here to tell you that. But what I do know, it could weed out a lot of problematic, troublesome people, psychotic serial killers. it could help cut out that. I'm not saying it's gonna guarantee that the person's gonna be right for you, or that they might be a little crazy. I don't know, but it'll cut out a lot of problems by weeding out complete strangers. You know, the podcast from the week before was talking about adult fun. Go to those adult fun places. I like to go walk around the neighborhood, or whomever's house I'm staying at, whether it's my place, my parents' place, my son's place, wherever I am, or on vacation. I like to take walks. You can meet people while exercising. As soon as I go to a local park, wherever I'm staying. The gym, and I think I shared with y'all in an earlier episode, someone tried to pick me up at the gym, and nice date. That's why it didn't work out. That's a whole different issue. But I went out on a date with someone who he saw me exercising. I guess he liked what he saw. And that's quite a compliment, because when I exercise, I don't wear no makeup, barefaced. And he came over to holler, hey, made my day. But anyway, met someone at the gym. You can meet many people at the gym. And if you're into exercising, it's good to have people who have commonality and like what you like to do. If you like to try to exercise for weight loss, or just to be healthy, or to try to be, and someone has that commonality with you. So yeah, you'd be surprised. You meet people grocery shopping. Yes, child. Met people while shopping in the grocery store too. Many times met people. Hey, just minding your business, shopping. I've met many men in the grocery store. Yeah. And it's nice, it's clean, it's pure, it's sweet. I've met men everywhere. Clubs. But I'm going to be honest with you. You got to be very vigilant about meeting people at clubs, because there are people that are club heads, and that's all they do. They just go to clubs and bars just to meet people, just to not be serious, looking for just fun. They're looking for a good time, not a long time. So I'm gonna not even suggest going out to meet people at clubs and bars. I just don't think that's a good place to meet people. But that's not to say there aren't good people who really want to meet another good person at clubs and bars. I'm just saying 9 times out of 10, you meet people there, they're full of shit. They're not looking for nothing serious. They're just looking to screw someone over, literally and figuratively. But yeah, I don't suggest that. But it's happened. Um, and again, I'm not saying there are not good people to meet at those types of places. But yeah, um, referrals, the gym, out walking, out exercising, jogging in the park, uh, online, but you got to be very careful because there are a lot of people who are scamming and scheming. I'm seeing online. There are people who are catfishing people. Luckily, that's never happened to me. And I'm going to be honest, I've met really nice people online when I was doing online dating. Um, and they were legit. They were legit. They were good people. It just didn't work out. Um, and and I think out of the people I did meet online, two, you know, I we took it to another level as far as like boyfriend and girlfriend, or I don't even like saying boyfriend and girlfriend at my age. I would call them my man friend, and I was their woman friend. That's what us grown folks say. Two of them, yeah, but it was short lived. But they were it was a nice experience. In addition to that, just I'm also not a fan of where you work. I'm just not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that where you work. It can happen. It does happen. Yeah, but you got to be careful because if something goes wrong and you got to work with that person, or let's say that person's messy, putting your business out there. But in some cases, it works. I've dated one time. No, twice. Okay, twice. Someone where I worked um, when I was in New York working in advertising. But me and that person started dating like right on the precipice of me getting ready to leave to go live in North Carolina. So that was short lived. And then involved with someone at one of the schools where I worked. And that ended up, after, yeah, that didn't have a good ending. But it was smooth and cool when it was going. But I wouldn't suggest that. Nah, never again. Mm-mm. Someone put me on to this quote saying, you don't have your honey where you make your money. So yeah, that's where I'm abiding by now. But for some people it works. For some people it works. Uh, the church. Yeah, the church could be a good place to meet people. I've met people there too. uh, but yeah, so yeah, I guess I've met people all over the place. So while traveling, going to a new locale, I've done it all. Met people while on vacation in a different place, the church. So that could work for people. The church. And a lot of churches, like I know mine has had in the past, like singles days and nights or singles activities. That's nice. Book readings, bookstores are great places to meet people. At a restaurant, and I'm naming all these places I've named. I've met people in all these places. I'm not trying to cap or lie to y'all and say try this, try. I'm not saying anything that I have never done or never tried myself. All the places I just mentioned, I've met people in my 53 years that I went on at least a date with, and some became relationships. It works, you know. Where else? Sometimes you just try to get your car serviced. There might be somebody, in the waiting area there. So my point is, whenever you're living in your day to day, whatever you got to do in your day to day, just stay alert, be pleasant. That's why people used to laugh at me and say, "Oh, you're taking so much time just to go to the grocery store." Yes, I'm my mama and daddy's child. You don't wash your ass before you leave out the house. You can make sure you wash your ass, clean yourself up every day, and try your best to smell good, you know, and put on nice clothes. Make sure your hair's done, my nails, toes done. Even when in winter, when those feet are covered up, you might get an invite and spend time with someone, and the shoes have to come off, the socks or knee highs come off, and you want to make sure your dogs that your feet are nice and manicured and for me polished. I've been getting manicures and pedicures and fillings and all that stuff for the past 27 years. Yeah, just about my son is 32. For most of the years of his life on this earth, 27 years, always nails, toes, always get done. I'm a mother's child, and I used to go to the hairdresser every 2 weeks. Now I found different styles, and sometimes protective styles. Sometimes it's my hair, sometimes it's not. But you don't leave out the house without washing your ass and trying to smell your best, trying to look your best, because you never know. You might meet the man or the person of your dreams while you're out, and you just always want to, like Michael Strahan says, you want to get to the point where you stayed ready, so you don't have to get ready. And that could, meaning, of course, yeah, just be ready, because you might meet the person of your dreams. And I was always raised, you could get into an accident or fall sick or something, and you want to make sure that you're well put together and not smelling stinky going to the hospital. You can get into a car accident. You just want to be ready. But my point is, I've come across so many available people in my years, and you're like, oof, I'm glad I didn't just throw something on. And then not only that, but I know when you look good, you feel good. When you look good, you feel good. And then being a teacher locally for going on pushing 18 years now, 17 plus. Sometimes I run into old students that I taught. I run into former teachers at other schools. So you just I know some people it might not matter, but to me it matters to just look my best and to try to be presentable to the world. I just don't believe in just rolling out of bed and looking like anything. That's against my repertoire. I know, and I think I mentioned another podcast, even going down, we had a little corner store down the block, a bodega, as they call them in New York. Shoot. Even going to picking up something from the corner store, I made sure I looked like $1 million just to take that 1 to 2 minute walk from our home to the corner store. It was about a 2-minute walk. Yeah, straight down Troy Avenue in Brooklyn. Because you never know, you might run into neighbors that you haven't run into, and you just want to look your best. And I'm gonna be honest, the bodega owner's brother, they were from Puerto Rico. He knew me since I was a little girl. He saw me blossom into a woman, and he just fell in love with me. I never dated him. But I just didn't take it there. Maybe I should have. He was an attractive older man, and he just loved me and saw me grow from a little girl. And every time I used to go in there, I just fell in. But again, I was looking my best, not looking like crap, and even to go to the corner store. Yep. So just keep your options open. Don't let anyone take you off the market unless they're serious and sincere, and you about them and they are about you. In addition to that, look at any time you go anywhere as an opportunity to meet your person. If you're taking a flight, a train ride, a cruise, a vacation, going to the grocery store, even going to Walmart, Target, I call that Target, Costco, Sam's Club, going to get your car serviced, going to out to eat with your friends. So I've had situations where I was out with my friends, and a man or men at another table came over and gave me his number. I've had that happen too. That was so flattering. And I know I was with a table full of friends, and this one man came over. He said, "Excuse me, ladies, I don't mean to interrupt y'all's dinner, but there's one particular lady at this table I just couldn't keep my eyes off. She is so beautiful." And he turned his attention to me. "I just want to say this, ladies, I don't mean to interrupt y'all dinner, but I don't know your name, but you are a very beautiful, attractive young woman. And I just wanted to tell you that. I don't mean no harm. I don't mean to interrupt your dinner, but I just wanted to meet you and and just tell you." That was one of the most flattering things that I think, one of them that has happened to me. And then another time, just taking the subway home when I was still in New York. It was about a year before we moved to North Carolina. There was a young man who had a bouquet of flowers, and he just stopped and gave me the bouquet of flowers. And he said, I just feel that you're a very beautiful woman. I'm not trying to make any moves, but he says every Friday when I get off work, I buy a bouquet of flowers and I give it to a woman on the train who I feel deserves it. And this Friday I picked you. I was like, wow, you can't make that stuff up. That was so touching and flattering. So my point is, shoot, you could even, if you're on the subway, or if you live in an area with a metro system, a subway system, a light rail system, you can meet people on a train. Met people there too. Well, unfortunately, it didn't work out. There are a lot of trips. Eventbrite has a lot of events, and some people have done. Now, one thing I have not done, I've not done speed dating, but I know people who have, and they enjoyed that. So check out your local Eventbrite for local events in your area. If you know someone affiliated with the sorority or fraternity, look, my son's a Q, and I met people at Q events. And too bad it didn't work, because I love me a Q. Yeah, at Q events, I've met Qs and people at Q events through my son. So if you know someone in a sorority or fraternity, go to those events, go to those cookouts, go to those picnics. You can meet people through that too. So just keep your options. Listen, this is not going to be the last time we talk about dating, because you could talk about dating till you're blue in the face. And I'm sure that's a topic that we will circle back and continue. I can go on and on about dating, especially because I'm single by choice. Anyway, that's all for now. Until next time, stay beautiful, stay blessed, stay positive. Thank you for listening to another edition of the Brooklyn Baby Podcast. And if you are on YouTube or any kind of platform that has a like button, please hit like and share this with someone else. Help a sister to grow with her podcast. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you for listening. Stay blessed. Bye.